Welcome to the Aligned Ambition Show, where we share women's entrepreneurial wisdom. Are you a woman starting or growing your online heart-centered business? Are you wanting to do things differently? Do you feel icky about using manipulative marketing tactics and are ready to align your business with your ethics, values, and life goals? If this sounds like you, then stick around for this conversation.
We're the dreamers, the believers, breaking through the mold, building up our visions with a purpose brave and bold.
So welcome to the Aligned Ambition Show. I'm your host, Larissa Russell, and today I have with me Veronika Wildova, and I really should have double-checked that that's how I pronounce your name, so I apologize if it's not.
It's very okay. Thank you.
Okay. The one thing I always ask, and of course I was rushing and didn't. So Veronika is a professional soul reader and light language activator, former singer-songwriter and project manager in a software company. I love that, the dual energies. Her intuitive gifts blossomed amidst the lockdown crisis, drawing from her soul reading expertise. She empowers individuals in workshops and light language courses, helping them unlock their innate intuition and recognize their unique value they bring to our world. So welcome, Veronika.
Thank you. Oh, it sounds so cool when I hear it from somebody else.
I always love that too. I love that when somebody, I'm like, oh, I sound so impressive when somebody else reads it.
Oh, thank you. Yes, this is basically what I do.
Yes, well,
Yeah.
I would love to hear how that came about. How did you end up, like it says, during the pandemic, the lockdown.
Yes.
So tell us a little bit more about that, because I'm super interested.
Well, I think it's important to say that by the time it came out was I had experience for about 15 years with various healing modalities. I tried everything to heal myself from depression and anxiety. So even though I had amazing job and I was happy with my little dog in my little flat, I already had a lot of experience with going inwards with my consciousness, with my awareness, and searching for different beliefs and releasing emotions from my own system. So when I also wanted to be famous rock star, so I was touring with my band before lockdown, and the things would work like that. I would finish with my work in a software company. I would jump to the car and I would go to play at a concert, at a festival or something. And it went like this for a few years. And then there was lockdown and there were no festivals and no shows and no band rehearsals, and we couldn't go to the office. So I found myself crying, 500 meters away from my apartment because we couldn't go that much further. And I kept asking, okay, God, what is the meaning of my existence here? I don't know. I don't know anymore. And it felt very meaningless, but not it wasn't depressive. It was just a big question at the point where I didn't see any outcome and any distraction. And at that point, I felt this guidance from above saying, Veronika, you should connect people with their soul. And at that moment, I thought it was a spiritual ego. I didn't trust this voice. I was like, oh yeah, that sounds really nice, but I don't know how to do it. So thank you, God. Thank you. Still have to pay my mortgage, And also, I kept trying. I invited my friends over and I was like, okay, guys, just sit here and I will try something. And for several first sessions, I didn't hear or see anything. I was there sitting and I was like, okay, I'm here. My friends are here. God, now what? And there was nothing. But I kept trying. And I felt that when I open my heart to the highest truth and highest love, I can get a little glimpses from above. I could get maybe a picture of a beautiful light or picture of a beautiful garden. And when I name it in the most vulnerable and truthful way, I could see more more details. It was like the more truthful I was about what I saw, I could see more details. And after several months, I could see past lives and family lines and purpose and guides. And it just kept evolving day by day, week by week, as I was trying to do this. And yeah, this is how that happened.
I love that you kept at it, right? You had this message and it would have been really easy to ignore it, but you kept at it. And I also really like the unfolding, right? So you saw this and now there was the next. So the more that you could step into that, the more that unfolded. You didn't see the whole thing at the beginning, which is what we often want. We want to see the end when we start. And it
Exactly.
doesn't work that way. So I love that experience as a perfect example of how it works, and that you've just stuck to it until it was working for you, till you could see it, till you could have it unfold for you. Yeah, love that. And so now that you have practiced more, you've got a few years under your belt,
Yes.
you do this full time, is that right?
Yes. It was 2 years of trying. And also, after a few months, I was like, okay, I am going to become a millionaire, and there were all those ads on Facebook, like, do this marketing strategy and you will be famous and you will have $1 million in 1 month or something, that stuff.
Yep.
So obviously after some time I was like, okay, I have some beautiful gift here, so maybe I can be a millionaire. So I invested a lot of time and money to building my first website, and I started my first funnel, and it didn't work out. I didn't sell anything. I felt betrayed at the beginning. I was like, okay, universe, what the heck? Like, I am doing everything right, everything I'm being advised. And universe was like, Veronica, are you sure you are doing what you really want to do? And I had to admit to myself that I was not doing that. I was trying to sell meditations and some first online course I built, but it didn't feel really connected to my heart and really aligned. And again, it got me to the similar situation. I was crying and and asking for guidance, but at the time I was open to actually listening. And I think it was 2 years after the first opening of the soul reading when I actually recorded second online course, and it was more centered around the soul connection and Akashic Records reading. And I started my ads here in Czech Republic and Slovakia, and at the same time my work started to be really terrible. I actually changed the company back then because I thought I needed more money to start my business. So I changed the company. I started developing apps for automotive industry, and at the same time it just started feeling really terrible. And I felt this pressure from the universe, like, you are not in the right place, you just should do the soul reading full time. And again, it got me to so much painful feeling inside that I was like, okay, universe, this feels much more terrible than actually trying to do this full time. So this is how I managed to start my full-time soul reading practice. And this is not a journey I would recommend.
It's a really good point, though, because we often chase the money because we have bills to pay, we have mortgage, we have, all of these things. And so we're chasing the money, but we're not in alignment. And so when we can come back to alignment, then things start to move forward, right? What do you really want to be doing? But what are you called to do? What are you called to do? And how does that feel for you? And then moving with that, as opposed to, oh, that's where the money is. I'll follow that because there's money there, which is a very masculine energy. We've been taught that from birth. So it's like, how can we get out of that? And so with working with people and getting them to tap into their intuition, how do you help switch them or move them towards what they're called to, what they are aligned with, as opposed to chasing the money?
Well, for me, chasing the money is very understandable, because we just want to feel safe, especially when we are going from maternity leave to starting our own business, or when we are going from well-paid job, which thanks to which we could afford our first mortgage, for example. So it all feels very shaky, and chasing money feels like the only option we have at the beginning. For me, what I found out working with many clients on this journey was that it usually goes hand in hand with your spiritual journey and with your willingness to surround to your higher guidance, to your intuition, to trust to your gifts. Each soul brings different gifts, unique gifts to this world. And of course, it's not about just sitting in a meditation position and expecting that everything will be delivered to our doorstep. It's co-creation with universe. But when we want to feel at peace with doing the next step, there is usually this wave of doing, but then there is this wave of stepping out, like sitting back and receiving. And this receiving part is something I teach because this is something we need to learn, many of us on our journey. Even people who are on their spiritual journey for a very long time, and they share their spiritual gifts, and they are channeling or writing angels messages or something, they still need to get to this place of receiving regularly, because it's so easy to get caught in those fears and feelings of not being enough, and all of that. So I think it's especially learning about how to get to that place when I can just sit and receive from universe, even if it started with guidance, and even if it started with like, okay, maybe if they are telling me, like my guides, if they are telling me that I should start something energetic, maybe I could try just for one day and let's see.
Mhm. So many people get, well, I believe probably everybody gets those messages. So many people recognize the message, they the book or the business or whatever it is, the different job, and don't do it because the brain kicks in and it's whole, I it's supposed to keep us safe. So of course it's like, nope, you're going to die. We can't do that. So it gives you all the reasons why you can't do that. And so to push past that, or to maybe not push, but to allow past that, takes practice, right? To be able to move through that. And so, trying. I love the idea of trying the baby steps, right? Like just try it for a day, see what happens in one day, and see what that feels like. Yeah, I think that's a really great idea.
And even many souls, when when my clients ask, okay, what my soul advises me to do, and they expect, specific steps, like first you do this and then you do this. Usually the soul is like it's everything is okay. We have enough time. You are already here. You are already listening. That's great. That's amazing. That's maybe first lifetime after so many, and just don't, maybe at the beginning, don't try to do quantum jumps from your stable, beautiful employment to being full-time entrepreneur, in service light worker, because it's just, even though your soul would be okay with it, your system usually is not. Your body needs to adjust to this journey of when you are the initiator of your business, and you initiate based on your connection with your spirit, with your higher self. And when you initiate from lack, from fear, it again triggers those reactions in your body, like, oh my god, we are in fear, we are in danger, we have to do something about it, let's shut down all the intuition abilities because they are just distractions. And the ego, the monkey mind is like, relax, I will work for you, it's okay. The best idea is to work all the time, for not much money, just to try to serve as many people as possible, maybe even for free, and just, I will take care of everything. And every soul is like, just please don't do it. Just maybe lower your commitment at your main job for some time. Try to first take one client a week, just see how it feels for you to offer your service. See if this is really the service you really enjoy, because maybe you will find something better in a few months, and it will evolve and evolve. And also your energetic abilities will evolve, and what first started as simple massage can end up, I don't know, like light language, um, spiritual processes, healing past lives through touch. I don't know, anything is possible nowadays. So your gifts will also evolve, and the soul really loves for you to be in peace and to feel safe, even when you are doing really brave steps and brave decisions. When you feel at least a little bit safe on your journey, your soul is very okay with it.
Yes, yes. And baby steps. I love the baby steps idea because, there's some of us who, just take that jump and it's like, oh, we'll figure it out. But the first couple of years of any business is figuring it out, whether you've taken the leap or you're doing baby steps, because it evolves. You think you want to do this one thing, or you should be doing this one thing. And as you are in it, it evolves more and more. And then sometimes it's harder, when you've gone all in to transition to something else. And so, yeah, take those baby steps. Start to see, do you like doing this work? How do you want to do the work? Because there's lots of different ways you can do the work. You don't have to, do it full time. You don't have to do it, one person at a time. Maybe it's groups, maybe it's course, whatever it is for you, figuring that out. But it takes time and allowing for that. And because one thing doesn't work doesn't mean none of it works, right? So just keep trying the things. Yeah. Well, you have a gift here, the free soul connection guide. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, I put together a few meditations and videos where I explain how you can connect with your soul, with your Akashic records, how you can ask your first question in Akashic records. And it's just for you to try if this is something for you, because every soul is unique. And even when you are tapping into Akashic records, which is this library of the choices of the soul for, it's like for eternity, everybody can go there in a different direction and from different perspective. And what I teach in the guide, what is my main point, is that you go there always through the energy of highest truth and highest good. This is the only compass you need. And anything else you will meet there will serve you to your highest good and highest truth. So yeah, this is Soul Connection Guide.
Well, I love that. And I put the link in the comments, but they're also in the description below. There is a comment here that I am unable to read, so I'm just going to put that up there.
Oh yeah, Irenka. Yeah, because I am streaming this also
to
to
your
my
channel as well. Yeah.
Yeah, so Irenka is one of my fans on YouTube, and she says, "Hello, ladies, welcome."
Well, thank you for that. I was hoping it wasn't a nasty message, but I didn't understand it. So I'm like, I'm assuming you would be able to read this. So thank you for that. I am learning Spanish, but it's completely different. So
it is.
and I'm also just very new at it. So don't ask me too many questions. I want to thank you so much for being here, for sharing. Is there any final thoughts you want to leave with people today? So, anything you want to make sure they know?
Well, maybe just sharing maybe 30 seconds of light language
Yeah, actually, that's great. I wanted to ask you to share that because a lot of people may not understand what that is. That would be wonderful.
Yeah, just a light language, it's, from everything I mentioned, is going to your Akashic records through the energy of highest love, highest truth. Light language is actually doing that, but on steroids. It's like the frequency of highest love, highest truth, which every soul knows. And if you hear the dialect, which is close to your soul, you might feel like you are remembering something from your soul home. It might feel like your old aunt from Italy calling you on the phone. You don't really understand, but it sounds like something familiar a little bit, and it can bring you this peace and maybe little joy in your heart. So I would like to share that with you.
Please.
Okay. Okay, so let's drop into our space, and please just put out this intention, like I only allow what is for my highest good. Nuko asakaya rakia nanko asatak ayarakia sununko asatakia tak o anankaya rakia tuko asatak iata. And everybody who is willing to receive the little blessing from the source, which is actually part of your very heart, your very soul, please just open up to that. Kuasianan kiara kuasianan kaya tuk o asiakia takaya mawaya rakia nan kuasia tak iara karayanan kia mawaya taki. No asiakaya rakaya mawaya tak aso ananke atak o. So ananke atak o asiatak ata. Okay, that was it.
Oh, well, thank you for that. And the felt experience of it. I'm going to share this, although I probably shouldn't, but I'm going to share it anyway. So I was listening to someone speak on YouTube at an event, and they were using a light language, and I was doing something else while I was listening. And it wasn't until afterwards, and they said, if you didn't understand that, this, and I was like, what do you mean if I didn't understand that? And I had understood it, but I wasn't really paying attention to it. And she explained, and I was like, yes. And so I was like, how did I understand that? What? And then I kind of freaked myself out then. And so I started to explore a little bit more and was starting to speak. And then I really freaked myself out. Not that I don't believe, but it was like almost too much power, almost too much not power, but too much, oh, this is going to take me to the next level. And I wasn't quite ready. But now that you've brought it back to my attention today, it's like, okay, this might be time to take it to the next level. Now that I didn't freak out when you were doing it, I was like just in it. And yeah, as like we all have different, I don't want to say abilities because they're all open to everyone, I believe, but where we put our attention. And I feel like sometimes I overwhelm myself. And so I have to take a step back and then take some time to move forward. And as you were speaking, I was like, okay, it's time to take that next step again. So thank you.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
By the way, I hope you will not mind me sharing that, but your soul feels like combination of angelic, fairy, and shamanic energy. It feels like Mintakan and Lemurian origin. So Lemuria was placed here on this earth, and Mintaka was placed in the stars. All those souls which have this blueprint, they bring a lot of peace and harmony, and they are teaching others usually about how to be in peace, how to feel connected to something higher than themselves. So
I have heard someone else say something about Lemurian, but not what was the other one that you mentioned?
Mintaka.
I don't know that one, so I might have to explore that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we might have to have more conversations, but thank you. Thank you for joining me here today. And thank you everyone who is watching now or is watching on the replays. Thank you for joining us. And yes, thank you so much, Veronica.
Thank you too. It was beautiful. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you. And we will see you next time on the Aligned Ambition Show. Are you a woman interested in aligning your heart-centered business with your ethics, values, and life goals? Join our Aligned Business Building Mastermind for accountability, like-minded women who become your business colleagues to share your journey with, resources and trainings, and so much more. Join us for 1 month free using the link below. Thank you, and we'll see you next time on the Aligned Ambition Show.